Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aliu Kabir Musa. Today, as usual, we are going to continue with our normal business of the day, that is solving equations, particularly simultaneous equation. But let's see how this triangle will lead us to simultaneous equation. So now, the first thing we have to know is which type of triangle is this, because without knowing the type of the triangle, we will never know how to go about solving this problem. So now, what you have to know is that this is an equilateral triangle. The reason it's simple is because of these 3 marks. One of the properties of an equilateral triangle is that all the 3 sides must be equal. We know that there are many properties of an equilateral triangle. We know that all the 3 sides are also equal. So now, in this case, our main focus is on the side. So if this is an equilateral triangle and all the 3 sides must be equal, that means this side, and the other side must also be the same. That means this is equals to this is also equals to this. 4x is equals to x plus y plus 5 is equals to 3y. Is equals to 3y. This question you are seeing on the board happens to be one of the questions that appears on a wire question paper some years back. So now, let's see. What are we going to do next? Then, if all the 3 sides are equal, this is what we should have. This 4x is equals to this is equals to that. As simple as that. Then, if that is the case, we can go further and say, okay, 4x is equals to 3y. It's the same thing. I'm changing nothing. I'm just changing nothing. So, since our assumption or presumption is for it to take us to a simultaneous system of equation, that means I can rewrite it as 4x minus 3y is equals to 0. This is our first equation. So now, let's come back to the original equation and still write x plus y plus 5 is equals to 3y. 4x is equals to 3y. Look at it. We were able to get 4x minus 3y equals to 0. Then for the second time, x plus y plus 5 equals to 3y. Look at it. As simple as that. So now, what are we going to do? Then we are going to rearrange. Or collect like terms. Any grammar we like. So now, by rearranging, we have x. Do I have another x? No, I don't have. I will put plus y. Do I have another y? Yes, I have plus 3y. I have 3y. Then I'll put minus 3y. The status of this 3y is in positive form. But by crossing this equality sign, the positive sign will change to negative, then equals to minus 5. Then I have x, y minus 3y is minus 2y is equals to minus 5. Yes, and this is our second equation as regards simultaneous equation. Then now, we can rewrite the 2 equations. Therefore, I have 4x minus 3y is equals to 0. I can call it equation 1. Then I also have x minus 2y is equals to minus 5. I can call it equation 2. Then, since we have succeeded in forming our simultaneous equation, then which approach are we going to adopt? Is this substitution? Is it elimination? So let's go for substitution, elimination method. Let's go for elimination method. So by elimination method, our main focus is for both the first equation and the second equation to be the same. So how I'm going to do is to make this x to be 4x. To make this x to be 4x, then I can multiply the first equation by 1, because by multiplying the first equation by 1, I'm changing nothing as regards first equation. Then by multiplying the second equation by 4, that means this particular x will be the same as 4x. That means I have succeeded in getting 4 and 4. So now let's see, we'll have 1 times everything will remain the same, minus 3y is equals to 0. Then 4 times x is 4x minus 2 times 4 is 8y is equals to minus 20. Is equals to minus 20. Then what am I going to do in order to make this first times to be 0? I have to look for a sign, whether positive or negative, that when I add to these equations, these first terms of the equations will be 0. First time I mean 4x in the first equation, I mean 4x in the second equation. So I need to subtract, because by subtracting 4x minus 4x will automatically be 0. So by subtracting now, this minus this will be 0. Then minus 3y minus minus is plus. Then minus 3 plus minus minus is 8. Minus 3 plus 8 is positive, is the same thing as 5y. Then it's equals to 0 minus minus is plus. Then 0 plus 20 is something as 20. Then you can now see it that the equation is getting simpler and simpler and simpler as we go forward. What are we going to do? I'm looking for y, not 5y. What will I do? I'll write it, put it in written, that divide both sides by 5. Then by dividing both sides by 5, that means I will say 5y all over 5 is equals to 20 all over 5. Then 5 will go into 5, 1. Then 5 and 5 will have to cancel each other. I will be left with y is equals to 20 divided by 5 is what? 4. That means the value of y is 4. Then how can I get the value of x? How? Is to choose from any of the equation, any of the two equations, either from equation 1 if you like, or from equation 2 if you so wish. Let's pick from equation 2. It is better to put it in written from equation 2 for any other person, for anybody to know that yes, this person really understands what he is doing. So from equation 2, then equation 2 says x minus 2y is equals to minus 5. So instead of writing y, we just substitute. We just put 4, because our initial value of y is 4. Then x minus 2, instead of writing y, then it will now 4 will now represent the y. I'll put equals to minus 5. Then I have x minus 2 times 4 is 8 equals to minus 5. Then I will draw another line. X is now equals to, I will arrange this 8 will cross the bridge. I'll have minus 5 plus 8. X is now equals to minus 5 plus 8 is the same thing as 8 minus 5 is the same thing as 3. Therefore x is equals to 3, y is equals to 4. These are the values of x and y as regards this question. But someone may decide to check and see whether it is true that all the three sides of this triangle or this particular figure are equal, or whether this particular figure is an equilateral triangle, as we always say that all the three sides are equal. Going by this to check whether it satisfies the equation. I mean, if you pick 4x, that means if you pick 4x is 4 times x, 4 times 3, which is 12. That means this side is automatically 12. If you pick 3y, 3 times y is 4. 3 times 4, gentlemen, is 12. That means this particular one is 12. If you pick x plus y is 3 plus 4 plus 5, which is 7 plus 5, which is equals to 12. So we can see that the whole of this is now 12. So we can see that this particular figure is an equilateral triangle. That means all the three sides are equal. Thank you so much. Always don't forget to subscribe to this video, share it with other colleagues for us to always upload more videos. Thank you so much once more.